Hello, how are you today?
Fine, how are you?
I'm good. Look, I've prepared my background.
Oh yeah, very nice.
It's a clue to everybody as to what we're doing today.
It's a strange looking football pitch, though, I must say. I've never seen a football pitch be quite so oval as that one.
Mm. Well, I don't know nothing about football, so this is as good as it gets.
It's pretty good though.
It's
What
AI's best
so,
effort.
are you coming from a big knowledge of football, or are you coming from a
I can
kind
tell you a story why I don't like football. Do you want to hear it? It's really
yeah,
interesting.
hmm.
One of my ex-boyfriends was an avid football fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And turns out he was two-timing me with somebody else. And so ever since that point, I've always hated football. That's as easy as it is. No.
Oh, also, purely because right, I got you.
Yeah.
Was she involved in football, or was it just like
I don't
the
know, but it's worse than that because it wasn't just me. There was like two women, two
oh,
other women involved. So ever since that point, anything to do with football, as soon as it comes on the telly, I turn it off. If anybody mentions the football, I sort of stare blankly or walk away. But that doesn't mean I will have a biased opinion of what we're going to look at today.
No, I mean, I don't think you need to have a biased opinion. I think
I
it's
have had a sneak peek,
oh,
it's just awful. So yeah, it's fine.
I understand where you come from. My wife doesn't like football either, but
No?
no.
No.
Oh, not at
Oh,
all. She actively despises it.
yeah.
Um,
Her and I should start a club.
yeah, yeah, maybe you could actually. Yeah, the Football Haters Society. No, she'll watch it if it's like the World Cup or something.
Oh, I wouldn't even go that far.
Mhm. Oh, really? Oh, to
No.
that point.
Yeah,
Um,
it's yeah. It's like somebody who's got rabies doesn't like water. It's that level of hatred.
oh wow, that's scarred.
I'll never forgive him.
Wow.
Hope
I
he never
can't say that
watches
I'm a
this.
massive fan of kickball, really. I like probably follow cricket more, to be honest. But actively, if
Hmm.
it's on, I don't mind it.
Well,
Uh,
given a choice between football or rugby, I could probably tolerate watching a rugby match, but not because of the love of the game.
no, I think with rugby, I like it, and I watch like the Six Nations. I just don't fully understand what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
there's the penalties, and I'm like, oh, you've put your hands in the melee or something. I'm like, well, I don't really know what that means, but fine. I can get on board with it. I don't dislike it. It's just, yeah. Maybe we could do
I'm not there for the penalties either.
Go
Ah,
on.
and I should caveat, I am also, Welsh, so it would be shameful of me not to show some interest in rugby.
That is true.
Mm.
Oh, probably not at the minute because you've gone right downhill, haven't you?
I don't follow it that closely. Like I said, if it was on the telly, I wouldn't turn it off.
I think I seem to remember this year you got absolutely hammered by everyone. So
Did we?
even,
Oh,
even the Italians beat you down, which is probably quite shameful. But anyway,
right. You're going to share your
yeah,
screen.
let's do
I
it.
would
Right.
just diss
Oh,
the Welsh rugby team.
sorry. It gives me pleasure. What do I do here? Right there. Is that it? Share.
There we go.
We
Ooh.
on? Good.
Oh, wait. Are we doing? Oh, yeah. Are you going to
Oh,
refresh that?
let me
Start from
refresh because
scratch.
yeah, I
Start
did,
from scratch.
did have a bit of a cheat before.
I
Oh,
think.
not refresh.
No. Yeah, it'll do that. So I would actually start, let me just send you a link. I would start on this page to give the full glory of this experience to everybody.
I suppose we're being a bit biased here, aren't we?
So check that link I've just sent you.
Here we are, right. This one here,
Yeah.
that,
So you want to go to light registration.
and then so this is the light touch one, is it?
Scroll up. No, 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 no. You maybe open an incognito window because it might have cached it. That link I just sent you is something like
Sounds okay, don't it?
or / light registration.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then light with a capital L. And then registration with a capital R. No, oh, sorry, you're not with the cool kids. Light as in LITE.
Oh no.
Yeah, capital R registration.
Have to do a heavy bit of editing after this, won't we? There we go.
Interesting. That's not what I'm seeing.
Have you not got the same one as me?
No.
Hmm.
Did you click on that link?
Yeah. Yeah.
Try it in incognito.
I think the full shebang's worse, though, isn't it?
No,
Oh, is it not?
no.
Right, hang on. Let me.
Yeah,
Uh,
if you do it in incognito, you should be fine.
let's do this
And then
incognito.
go to the light registration one again. No,
Oh,
light registration. There you go.
right, we're on.
Yes,
Good.
this. I
Oh, I've never seen this before. This is new
have
to me.
you not? I thought
No,
you'd seen this.
I've not seen this one.
Right,
What's
so
on
yeah,
here?
scroll to the top. I just can't get so you land on this page, right? So many options. So click here to try logging in. Okay, that's not filling me with confidence, is it? To try and log in.
Good luck.
Yeah, and if you miss that, you can then, if you would like to buy tickets, please complete this longer form. That sounds like extra hard work already, doesn't it? It's like, okay. But then otherwise, you can create an account by logging in with Facebook or logging in with Google too. So, how many options have we got so far? One, two, three, four.
Hmm.
Four options. And then you kind of come down to,
What are these buttons though as well?
I don't know. I mean, I'm
Well,
never
this
one
is
to
the
use
kind of thing
social
that I
logins.
would do.
So,
I'd do this on Paint. What? You know what I mean?
I don't understand
These
what you're
kind of
supposed to do.
SSO things, like you've got there are SSO buttons you can use that have the logo or it's
Yeah,
something
a
that I'm
clue.
pretty sure that they provide it as well. You don't have
Yeah, it looks a bit dodged, doesn't it? It's like, oh,
yeah,
really? Yeah,
like these
okay.
emails you get sometimes about
Mm,
you're late for this meeting, click on this link,
yeah,
otherwise, you know, and somebody steals all your details. It looks a bit like that, so I'm not going to click on it. But yeah, no,
no.
it's a bit like yeah, it looks like it's been done on paint.
Yeah, and it's just like whoever wrote this must have been having a bad day. So otherwise, create a free NUFC. Oh, we should say this is the Newcastle United football website account below. Either in one, click using your Facebook or Google account, or by completing this short form. What does that even mean?
What does that mean, even in one?
I don't know. I just don't understand any of it. I mean, I know I had a long day yesterday, but this is just like,
Free new NUFC account below, either in one, click using. Oh,
does
oh,
that
right,
mean
got
it?
it. Right, I've got it. I've got it.
Oh, what does it mean
Either
then?
in one click
Oh,
using your Facebook or Google account, or by completing this short form.
right.
It's the um these things here that are just not where they should be. Um,
I'm not usually like somebody to be overly picky about grammar, but sometimes it's important.
yeah, I mean that just makes
Mm,
no sense whatsoever.
no.
Um,
But
yeah,
then it goes down, and then you will then be able to use the new account to watch videos for free and listen to free live match commentary. Amazing. Um, yeah, don't
all skills
know.
not with the star are required. Oh no, don't do this.
Yeah,
I
I knew
hate
you'd like
seeing it.
that.
I hate
Yeah.
seeing it. Plus, every single field here is required.
Yes, there's not much
I
point in saying that, is there really?
Um, I'm pretty sure that you're going to have to answer these as well. So,
You will.
and there's no star.
So I did a little QA because I love checking terms and condition pages and privacy things. And whilst those ones on the left-hand side do open up in a new window, as you would like on a form page, if you scroll down, I really hope this is still a problem now. Click on, you'll find our partner list here.
Okay, so if I click on here,
Yeah.
oh, bye then. Oh, good.
All right, I know it's an edge case. Most people are not going to look here, but seriously, that's just like,
It may have been moved.
it may have been moved, and I'm pretty sure that information needs to be on the page, and it opens in the same window. So, oh look, the back,
Okay, if
it
you do
goes
back, have a
forward.
look at this link. Yeah, look. Ooh.
Back goes
Oh no,
forward.
it does. Right, no, that's it.
Ah, but yeah, if you use the back button on the browser, you get that confirm form thing,
Mm,
which is annoying. Anyway, I digress. So,
hmm.
do you want to look at this short form or do you want to go and have some fun and complete the longer one?
Should we go back to the one we were looking at?
Yeah, that'll be your longer one.
Go on, because it's got more fun stuff. Okay, where do we start with this? So,
Oh,
um,
hit submit. What happens?
oh,
Go
this
on. You know you want to.
bam. Oh, good.
Oh,
Excellent.
I can't remember the last time I saw a form that actually just shoved everything at the top of the form.
Yeah.
That's
Got
retro.
absolutely no idea how to associate these with the various fields or
No,
so I'm
nothing.
going to have to read all of this. And obviously, we're doing an extreme example here because we haven't interacted with it. But even if, let's say, you miss one field, then you're going to have to read up here what the error is, and then you're going to have to find it.
Scroll down, find everything, fix it all.
Not near
Yeah,
the questions. So, yeah, I mean,
no.
that's kind of up there with, it's not up there with the nuclear button. Nuclear buttons are far worse. However, it's maybe the level below that.
Yeah,
Uh,
if you were to do a form errors 101 course, this would be the first topic, right? Just don't do this.
the number one, do not do. Tell you what, something I did find. So moving on from errors, which are yeah awful, but look at this because
Ew.
got to point out accessibility at the minute, haven't we? Um,
Of course we do.
I
It's
mean, we
very
always have
topical.
done, but I suppose it's a little bit more current at the moment with
Mm.
new legislation that's come in 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Our friends in the European Union around accessibility and making digital services as accessible as possible to all users, uh,
yes.
including those who might have some visual difficulties. So while you focus in on the field, you've got this wonderful ghost background thing that comes up that just makes it really, really hard for me to see what I'm typing in.
I think the correct term would be an opacity.
Oh, oh yes, I like a bit of Latin roots in my life. Excellent opacity.
That's just awful.
It's
I don't even need to test that to know that that's not going to hit the contrast levels for accessibility.
giving me a headache. Uh,
Awful.
yeah, it's something that I discovered earlier to my peril.
Mm,
Um, it's just not great, is it? It's
it's
just
not. It's
it's
I just don't understand whoever built this
mm.
was, having a look and going, oh, yeah, that seems like a perfect solution for somebody filling a form in. Let's make it really hard for them to read what they're typing.
But it looks good though. You've missed the point.
Have
You
I?
missed the point. It looks good. It looks a bit of JavaScript there goes, and it makes it look good. This,
Good.
yeah, yeah, I
New
think
definition of good.
it makes it, because it does something JavaScript wise, then that just makes it great. Um,
Yeah, I bet they Googled it too and just copy and pasted whatever code they found.
now, but no, you're yeah, it's
Okay.
it's just really hard. What else do you want to go out here? Column.
Um,
I'm gonna go columns.
Yes, that is the next thing. Obviously, this will probably lay out as you'd expect on mobile, but it's the usual case of someone go, don't really care about desktop. That'll do. That'll do.
And we're going to cause an almighty row because the number of almighty rows have been on LinkedIn with designers who insist that this is the way that you should do it because it fills up empty space and reduces scroll and everything else. Um,
I don't care what they say, they're wrong. And I will go on the record. I'm too old to have this argument time and time again. I mean, anybody who is just looking at the screen for this example would easily recognize this is not an optimal layout
it's
for
really not.
anybody. It's terrible.
And that isn't subjective either. There is
No,
evidence that proves it.
yeah,
That we can, of course, drop in any links and anything else in case there's any pushback. Um,
fight me.
Fight me. You're wrong. Fight me. Yeah.
It's just common sense. So, I mean, look at where your eyes are going on this title, and then over to the right, first name, and then back to the left, middle name, and then last name. And then, can you imagine how knackered your eyes would be after filling this in? Be like watching something at
Relevant.
Wimbledon.
If relevant. If relevant.
If relevant. I feel sad because I don't have a middle name, so now I feel irrelevant completely. I'm offended.
Completely irrelevant. Sorry.
Mm. But
Um,
that it begs the question, doesn't it? If they're even putting in there if relevant, why is it in there at all?
this looks
Why?
like it seems to me that this has been done and that was supposed to be changed before this was pushed into production. I think this is one of those, little design things where like we'll put that, yeah, we'll have this field if it's relevant to the user, but
Oh, you reckon it's a direct copy and paste and nobody's
yeah,
thought
yeah.
about it?
Yeah, checked it and it's just been kept as if relevant. It's like when you go
Yeah.
to websites and you see that Latin.
Lorem ipsum.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
they haven't checked. And you're like, oh, what are you doing? I reckon it's one of those.
I think you're being overly generous, but I'll let you have that one.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, what else have we got? Oh, we've got a variety.
Hmm.
Again, is it required? Oh yeah.
It's absolutely not. I don't understand why. Well.
Master, have we gone back to 1842?
Oh, it's
And
just
I'm going to avoid the really obvious joke there because obviously this is a professional teardown. I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, I wonder of the point of having a title field in anything much these days, especially like a registration onto a football site to buy some tickets and watch some videos.
absolutely. I mean, to be fair, I've seen far worse than this in terms of 70 odd.
Length.
Yeah, Air Commodore and Baroness Reverend, some nonsense.
Yeah, so in terms of the length, it gets a point for that. In terms of the necessity for the type of form we're looking at,
Minus 10 points.
yeah, I'd say.
I mean, yeah, I would absolutely get rid of it. If you insist on having one, use radio buttons and reduce this by
Yeah,
removing Doctor, Master, um, yeah, and then just have radio buttons.
yeah, this
Still, I
is,
mean, you just don't need it.
and don't make it mandatory.
This is another one we don't need.
Gender, yeah, so that did rile me up just a tiny bit. It's like it's a form for a football website. Does my gender have absolutely relevance, any relevance to you knowing at all? If you want to find out that information, there are other ways of doing it rather than presenting a blocker on the form that you want people to sign. Follow up afterwards once they've done it. If that information is so very important to you, there are better ways to accumulate the information you require. It's not necessary at this point,
No, they're doing.
especially when you put a prefer not to say option on there.
And
I'd prefer not just that entire drop down to not be there. That's what I'd prefer.
this mandatory field has an option for you to put
Not
nothing.
say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
absolute.
I don't know. They're doing it for, I think, so they can do the little internal reporting to say that we've got.
Well, they can, but there are different ways to achieve that. Doesn't
No.
have to be on this form.
Especially when it's combined with the columns, drop
Yeah,
downs. It's just going to rally you up.
I'm not even being funny. You're going to get half a clue from the first name, middle name, last name, and title.
You've already got overkill on this. All right,
There are
you've already got.
cleverer ways to do it, and that's just unnecessary.
It's like the other thing that I see. Obviously, it's not relevant to this form, but we see it all the time. Um, Business email address. So your master
Yeah,
business stuff, and then your company name. It's like, well, you can just get that from the email address. Why? This is nonsense. Like, just get it from that you've made
yeah,
before. In.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah, it's not. This isn't wizardry in it, is it? It's just streamlining and using common sense to achieve it.
exactly that. Talking of common sense, would you like to go to the date of birth field? Because that's quite fun.
You'd like this one. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
good, good.
okay, it's better than a date picker,
Mm, yeah.
right? But go to the year. Keep
Oh, God.
scrolling, keep scrolling. You can do it. You can do it. You're going 1906.
Mm.
So,
So
how old would I be now if I was born in 1906?
you'd be 120 next year.
I am doing well.
You are. I
And
hope
I'm tech savvy enough to be on a website filling out a form.
they're still making you buy a ticket for 120 years old. Surely you get it free at that point, right? Um, yeah,
It
this is
did
a bit.
it did make me chuckle this because I thought it was bad enough going back to my date of birth, let alone all the way to 1906.
This person's in two world wars,
Mm,
like Queen Victoria,
yeah, they've seen some things.
yeah, and they've seen the birth of forms like this.
The worst form it well, no, I can't give it the worst form title, but it's pretty dire. But again, all of that would be completely avoided if you just let them put their date of birth in themselves.
How are we doing a date of birth then, Abby? What do you reckon?
My preferred method is literally three inputs: day, month, year. Let me just type it in myself.
Mm, yeah.
Even at worst case, four characters for year.
Mm,
That's four, five, six, eight key entries.
mhm,
If you, especially if you auto tab it across, like most people would expect these days,
mhm.
that's my preferred method. I don't like inputs for it because, like I said, if you're of a certain age that starts with a 19, scrolling down to that year is just a bit of an insult, really. It's like, yeah, I know I'm old. Thanks. Every scroll reminds me of that.
They're a bit ageist as well, aren't they? I know we've put
Oh, a
them.
little bit, yeah. That's me. I don't know. How does the Zuko data? Not a date picker though. We know that.
Absolutely not. So that is the number one get in the bin.
Mm,
That's the worst kind, is a date picker.
yeah.
This is the second worst kind.
Hmm.
Best kind is, I would agree with you, three text boxes.
Yeah.
Why? Well, reduce user input. The user doesn't have to think about the formatting. So, between DD, MM,
Yeah.
do I put a dash or a slash or a dot or
None
anything?
of that. Mm,
And the last thing I would do as well is make sure that your formatting is very clear, just because of different conventions that different countries use.
yeah.
American friends put the month before the date. Now, like
Not
New
just in the infield text, right? No.
no, no.
You.
Um, Yeah, I imagine they get some American sign-ups, and I can imagine in that case you'd be getting silly errors like, well, they just get the date wrong. They essentially get the date of birth wrong because they're
Yeah.
putting in an M before a D and all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
So labels with formatting and text boxes
Yeah.
are
And I
my.
will forgive them for asking date of birth on this, assuming there are some rules and regulations about purchasing tickets, age requirements, all of that. I mean, that's not to say somebody couldn't fudge this quite easily, right? I was a very determined 14-year-old. I'll just make my own date of birth up. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I kind of can forgive that on this form for it being there.
Mm.
But yeah, just the mechanism's not great. It's not awful. I
But I think you've raised a good point there because we're guessing here, right?
no,
You're guessing that you can see the relevance of a date of birth, but it's not explicit. We're having to guess, which I
yeah,
suppose leads us on as well to the next field of okay, they want my mobile number. Um, why?
why? Maybe it's to send you important notifications about your next game that you're going to watch or something.
Okay. Could be to send me marketing spammy stuff as well.
Yeah,
But
especially
what?
if you tick those two boxes at the bottom.
Oh yeah,
What do they say?
opt in.
Email,
It's email, isn't it?
email, email. So why are they asking for my number?
I don't know, Sherlock.
Mm,
See, this is where my I don't
that
know.
would be my classic. I'm going to put a random mobile number in here that probably belongs to like 38-year-old Robert who lives in Liverpool. And then he's just going to get spammed relentlessly because I put a random number in.
He's absolutely not a Newcastle fan.
Probably not, no. So that would annoy him even more, right? Yeah, it's what we say every time and again. If you need to justify why you're asking for a mobile number, if it's a technical requirement for something, just say it,
Yeah. It
right?
might be that you could get match tickets sent to
Yeah,
you. I don't know, am I being a bit daft there? I mean, you might have an
no,
app.
it could be, get your stuff automatically added into your wallet. I don't know, whatever it might be, something like that. Give a real justification as to why a mobile number is information that is required at this point.
And that, well, maybe we're assuming here that there is a solid rationale for it because in reality, there
It
might
could
not
just be
be.
data harvesting
Yeah.
for the sake
But
of it.
this is why this is one of the biggest killers on forums, this
Mm,
field, because unless you're telling people why they should give it to you, you're going to get people going, I'm going to get data harvested. See,
yeah,
I'm out the
and poor
door.
old Robert gets spammed. I
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just Form 101, isn't it? Number of times we see it, though.
know. You'd have thought by now people had got the message, wouldn't you? Mate?
Good. Well, you can give a landline, though.
Very also retro. I'm pretty sure the person who was born in 1906 may possibly still have a landline. So,
I do, yeah. One of those
yeah.
ones by the, you know what I mean? Maybe.
Oh, like, yeah, like,
Oh, um, maybe.
But here's the other thing. Aren't landlines being eradicated very soon or something? I'm sure I read somewhere like they're basically trying to get rid of landlines.
I don't think I've had one since 2007. That's when I moved out my house, my home
Yeah.
parents' house.
But again, this is one of the like not many. It's an optional field.
I do question why they need this. Why do you need my
But
landline?
even if, say, for example, somebody didn't have a mobile, have a didn't have a mobile and needed to fill out the landline, you can still make the mobile the primary form input, but you could have a line under it. I haven't got a mobile, enter your landline. Just one line of text, click a link, and the landline box is shown. It's just a way of, if it has to be there, only show it when it's necessary. So
Yeah.
when somebody hits that blocker, it's like, well, I haven't got a mobile, then ask them if they want to see the landline input because we pretty much know 9 times out of 10, probably more than that, nobody's going to enter a landline. Right? They're going to put a mobile number in. So, yeah, get rid of it.
Opposite of a wider question, we're talking about a very small percentage of the population, I imagine by this point, but my grandmother is one of them.
Mm,
And I'm not saying that she has any desire to go to Newcastle United whatsoever. However, she doesn't have a mobile because
yeah.
she's mad against mobiles for some reason. It's stuff of the devil. So she only
Well,
has a
she's
landline.
right.
Yeah, yeah, she's wise.
Mm,
But she can't fill out this form unless she puts in Robert from Liverpool's spammy number.
yeah.
She can't complete it because that's mandatory and she
Mhm.
doesn't have it. This is optional.
She
She
does
does.
have it, but she still won't meet the requirement for the form, which requires a mobile. Daft.
Well, my nana can't go to
I
Newcastle.
hope she's not too disappointed.
I'm sure she's mortified, but you know what? Another reason for her to get mobile. See you this
Good luck.
weekend. There you go. If you want to go to Newcastle, you need to get one. Um, I mean, there's one glaring thing down here that is
Oh, yeah,
great. But we're saving the best to last.
of
Um,
course.
it does have an address finder.
How well does it work, though? Go on.
Let's have a look. All right, should I
Oh,
put?
tippy tapping, if you can see what you're tippy tapping.
Yeah,
Oh, at least you can see it clearly in the drop down,
yeah,
even if you can't read what you're typing in the
yeah.
input.
Should we just say? I always get a bit aggy with things like this because I always think they're really southern bias. It's like it'll just give you 100 addresses for London.
I guess that
Oh.
what is a
Oh, no, maybe
collection?
this is Newcastle by it. Maybe this is centered around because Sunderland is near Newcastle, right? And then I don't know if Dundee's anywhere really near, but I haven't had any London addresses yet. So maybe we finally found one that is in some way.
I don't know. Try typing a London address, see what happens.
Hmm,
10 Downing Street.
I think Starmer's a Newcastle fan.
Yeah.
Uh,
Farnham, Carmarthenshire,
hmm,
Derbyshire, Manchester.
Preston. There's a Downing Street in Preston. I did
All
not know.
right. So what happens if you actually put London in then?
Prime Minister and First Lord of the Treasury.
So it does do it. What I was wondering if it has got kind of like you're up north, you need up north addresses. What happens if I'm, from the big smoke and I happen to be up north? If I wasn't able to find a London address in that. Just
Hmm.
saying, things to think about.
I do enjoy this though. Maybe they could add this to the title drop down.
First Lord of the Treasury, or you could have First Lord and then fill in the blank.
I think we should make a suggestion. Well, if Keir
Yeah.
Starmer wants to sign up to Newcastle, not really making it accessible for him, are we really? So
Mm.
anyway,
All
we'll do.
right, so at least it has an address finder.
So it has something that's good that we'd recommend,
Yeah,
right? It
but
does.
no fallback in case you can't get your address out of that address finder. Sometimes it's impossible.
Hmm. I mean, it's got these here. They can put it in manually, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point. They could, but then you're still doing Wimbledon.
Hmm. I think it seems a bit. I don't know. I don't see the. I like it when you've got it's clear that it's an address finder
Yeah.
and you've got the option underneath it
Oh, yeah, I'll fill it in myself, thanks.
because it it streamlines the form as you land on it and you look at it,
Yep.
so it's far less overwhelming.
Hmm.
And these are optional, really. You want users to use this. You don't really because you're trying to save them time.
Yeah.
You don't want them to use this. But having it all on, it just seems a bit you're artificially creating a super long.
Yep. That was what we were saying about the other. What was we saying that about? There was another one we were saying that about. Go up the form.
Probably Zara, right?
No, no, no. Go up on this one.
Oh, on this one. Oh, the uh
Oh, mobile landline. That's what we were saying. Similar principle to that. Only show it if you need to. Yeah.
streamline where possible.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
good feature, poorly implemented. Poorly.
Oh, it's the soundtrack of my life.
Yeah, I do.
Mm,
Yeah, I
never
do.
mind.
Where did it all go wrong?
Oh, when we looked at this form today. Right. Email address.
Hmm. Oh, does this have inline validation? I'm going to guess that it does not. So if I put in,
Oh, no. I was only going to tell you that's a
it's
problem when
going to
you hit
do this
register.
verifying. Please confirm you are not a robot. Right, we'll go out to it. The confirm
Where's
is
the email then? Oh my God, so the error messages are not even in the same order as the inputs. So it's a double whack-a-mole. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
And plus, I always question why they do this anyway.
what
'Cause-
confirmation of email?
Yeah. Surely they can just I see it's like, all right, they need to make sure you're not putting in any typos that
Hmm.
would make it not work or be invalid. Well, can they not just complete registration with a link, some sort of magic link, log in here once you've signed up, and that also has the effect of confirming
Yes, exactly
email,
that.
take a field out. And plus here you can copy and paste the value. So you're not
Well, that's a
forcing.
saving grace. At least you can copy and paste into it. Sometimes they get very strict and you're not allowed to do that.
True, but I suppose if the purpose of the confirm is you have to physically confirm it to make sure that the first effect isn't a typo. I suppose if you copy and paste it, you could copy and paste a typo into the confirm, and then you've still got a typo in your email address.
Yeah, this is still going to flag an error if it's got any basic email validation in there.
Hmm, we may be asking too much though.
You think?
Maybe. I
I don't
hate this
know.
field anyway. Get rid of it. There's other things you can do. I would probably
Let's,
just say you can confirm your account, which I think vast majority of registration forms now. We've sent you an email, confirm your
yeah,
account,
click on this link to confirm it all.
get rid of that.
Yeah.
Right, password.
Password. Oh, come on. Tell
What are the
me.
big things around passwords? What would we expect to see on a password field?
I would immediately expect on the page load to see any rules around what my password should look like in terms of characters, rules, that kind of thing. There's nothing. So I'm guessing here.
Are we making the assumption that there's no rules then around this password?
Well,
Let's
if
see.
I remove myself from slightly delusioned professional in the optimization industry and put myself in an ordinary user, no, I'd just assume I could just type anything there.
Yeah, I've got no
Testing
guidance.
one, two, three. Password.
Very easily. Password exclamation mark.
Yeah. But you're gonna
Um,
have to fill out the rest of it as well, see if it.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, that's
Ding
interesting to know
dong.
after the event, isn't it?
Good. Passwords must be between 8 to 16 characters long and contain at least one number, one lowercase letter, and one uppercase letter. Well, thanks, Newcastle. I've just filled out.
Yeah.
I've tried to register, and only at that point have you told me, oh, there's conditions around this.
Mm.
Um,
Really, what is the difficulty in just putting that as a bullet list underneath, relevant to where the password field is?
so a user might be, filling out the field. They might actually have a bit of guidance at that point.
Yeah. And what would be super nice, if you had that list of rules, that it puts a nice little checkbox next to the ones that you've managed to get to, like hitting your 8 characters or whatever it might be.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't that be lovely?
That would be very nice.
Yeah. Sadly,
Um,
not the case. Not on this. Sad face.
Super sad face. You just kind of, I don't, our research shows as soon as you get into what we call a failed submission state, so you've
Yeah.
hit,
How many times do people keep trying? Do you reckon? What's the average? People will give it another go before they
the
give up
likelihood of the
completely.
user giving up massively increases if they get to a failed submission point.
Mm.
Because they go, oh, I've done something wrong. Oh, I can't be, especially when it's like this. So you imagine you get to your failed submission, you hit register, you get directed to this box at the top. There's nowhere near the field in question. There
Or
might
in
be
the same
twist
order.
errors. No.
It's poor. I think we should try and fill it in, but we'll make one mistake. I'm curious to know if it'll keep any information on that submit. What do you
You
reckon?
think it might nuke us?
Bets on anything at this point.
I really hope it doesn't nuke us.
1906 gonna.
You're too old for our services.
It'd be cool if it brought up an error and said, "Are you sure you were born in 1906?"
Shouldn't you be dead?
Yeah.
Uh, okay. Putting here. So, okay. Right. Test example.com. I'm going to purposely put in an
Bad email.
yeah. I'll put in a password. It doesn't work. Okay. So I filled everything out nominally.
As far as you know.
Just for any viewers that we may have, unlikely as it may be, a nuke option. What is a nuke, Abby? Do you want to tell us what a nuke is? What happens? We've
In
referred
terms,
to it.
in relation to what? Oh, sorry, yes. Basically,
We're
if
not
the
talking about
form,
geopolitics.
yeah, um, no, I won't get into that. So if it nukes the form, what we're saying is that all the information that you've entered into that form, when it errors, the information is lost on submit when the form comes back. So you have none of the information you've previously entered, so you have to start all over again and hopefully not make the same mistake twice.
It puts a lot of jeopardy in. Um, we try it.
Go on.
Hooray!
Oh,
Oh no,
okay.
it nukes the field that's wrong. So my
But it's
password
password field though, so I wonder if that's why they might think,
should I maybe let's put in here.
yeah, see what that does.
Will that nuke me as well?
You haven't entered a password.
I know it keeps those.
Mm.
The passwords are removed.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
okay because you probably got
it's
the
not
password wrong anyway because you
very wrong
didn't know what the
anyway.
rules were.
It's not. This is yeah. Oh yeah. Um, at least the other stuff is kept.
Yeah,
I'm
so
trying to
they'll
find
get
it.
a point. They get a point for not nuking the data.
Yeah. I have seen things get nuked before.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've seen 65 field length forms get nuked before.
Mm.
Suffice to say, the conversion rate was quite low.
Was it? Oh, that does surprise me.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah,
Password, please. Yeah, give conditions around the password. Um,
I would almost go so far to say if you've got 2 hours of free dev time that you can use up and your form doesn't have the rules around what the password should be that do a nice checklist as you go down and meet those criteria, make that your top priority for today. Seriously, it makes such a huge difference.
hmm You can download Zuko's ebook if you like.
Oh, nice plug.
Yeah, you like that.
Very yeah,
The
smooth.
download.
Yeah.
I don't think you even need to give your email address to download it. So
Oh
we
my
won't even
gosh, not
know that you've
gatekeeped
done
it.
it. We won't even know you've done it.
Look
So,
at that.
we live
That's
to give.
sharing is caring.
So, um, goes through all these things. I
Yeah.
suppose I'll put it in the comments when we do it.
Yeah. Usual. So if you've seen an awful form, let us know. You know
Hmm
what? And even if you're a company and you need some help with your form, I think we should say we'll give them a little bit of advice. I'll do that.
We offer, yeah, we'd do that for sure.
Why not?
Why not? We're very generous with our knowledge, aren't we?
We just want to see the end of bad forms. That's what we want to
I want you to put me out of business.
do. Yeah, that should be the ultimate goal. I'd love it if I could retire and not look at forms anymore because they're all perfect.
Good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
do something else without looking to having to look at this all the time. You'd be doing me a big favor.
Oh, you're
Uh,
talking about a midlife crisis, weren't you? So,
yeah, absolutely. Going by the speedboat or something. Um, yeah, yeah, that's a really good idea, Abby. We could do that, couldn't
I'm
we?
feeling generous today. I think, yeah, if you're really struggling with your form, or you know what, even if you're not struggling with your form because you've not really looked at it, but there might be a hunch that it could be improved,
Hmm.
tap us up.
Why not? I like your generosity.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm feeling in a good mood as well, so I'd second it. Cool. Oh, last thing,
Excellent.
little check boxes. I don't like these little
Oh,
boxes. We've missed them, haven't we? Little check boxes.
opt in, yes or no. Well, another brownie point for that. It's quite clear what you're doing there, and
Yeah.
they haven't pre-selected anything. That's two brownie points
They get 2 brownie points, but then they lose 1 point for you know, fiddly fingers. A bit small, these
for
are.
making them tiny. Yeah, that's a bit.
Lose a point. So yeah, big accessibility issues on this, guys. Not great. Some redeeming features though. If we're being fair, there's a couple of redeeming features. Let's
There are
not.
signs of life. If it
Kind
was,
of like,
if we were running an ECG on this, I wouldn't call it just yet.
no, you get the defib out, wouldn't you? And there'd be every chance that it'd
Mm,
be, you know,
yeah, it's savable.
it's savable. It's savable. I agree with you. But yeah, it's not great in its current form. A
No.
few tweaks, it could be a lot better.
Mm.
How many thumbs up do you give it?
You go first.
I'm going to give it 4
Mm.
out of 10, not out of 5.
Out of 10.
Out of 10. We are
Out
five.
of 10. Do you know what? I actually think we're probably aligned almost on this. I'm not going to give it a 4, but I'll give it a 3.5.
Okay. What's happened to the half of your thumb? Ripped off in a horrible accident.
Don't say stuff like that because it might happen. I'll
Yeah,
miss out.
half the thumb. Cool. Right, you can
Excellent.
probably hear my stomach rumbling, so that
Me too. I need to go
could
and get
be
some
next
lunch.
time. I think that was our third, was it? Maybe next time we could do it, our next little teardown, we could do it. So now we could go fishing and do it something, couldn't we? You like what they
Go.
call Mortimer and what's his name? We could go fishing and talk about back forms while we're trying to catch trout or something.
I don't know where I'd go fishing around here. Do it on a roller coaster. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm up for anything. We could do it. Yeah, we do it outdoors.
Yeah,
Um,
we should think of a theme.
we should. I'll leave that with you.
Oh, great. I'll be busy thinking about
Excellent.
that.
Been a
Thank
blast.
you.
The production values were top as ever, weren't they? As you can see, we were super well prepared with
Yeah.
all our links ready. But
Yeah, but this is replicating your user's experience. You think they do hours of prep before they go onto your website? No.
absolutely not. So
So yeah, actually, this is very accurate.
there you go. We've just mimicked a genuine user experience. Oh, I can get rid of this now. That tiny, teeny little
Can you
X.
actually get rid of it?
And I've got a tiny, teeny little X, and there it goes.
All right. No, you don't know what you've got to fix. Well done.
Oh, look, but the highlighted though, you're all right. We've kept the highlight.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. I still don't know what the password rules are. Okay, I'm stopping.
3 out of 10. I'm going for 3 thumbs. You've lost a thumb. I hadn't noticed that.
Okay.
Yeah, we've lost a
All right,
thumb.
I'll agree with you. 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Mm.
Could be a 6 with a bit of.
Potentially.
Cool.
It
Right.
is it is a football site, so
Never more than a 6.
there's a threshold. Okay then, till
Nice
the
speaking
next one.
to you.
Hey,
Nice speaking to you.
and you. Speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.